Okay, we're going to give this a shot. Something I've been wanting to do is kind of demystify Midjourney, AI-generated art. And it's been a month or so since I've done streaming with applications using OBS. And I saw some things had expired, and so I had to go play with that. My mission here is to show Midjourney how I use it, to demystify it a little bit. There's so many opinions about AI art. I've done a lot of art in my life, and AI art for me is a great way to express myself. I don't sell my art, so the argument about using AI art with regard to it, like replacing artists and graphic designers and all sorts of artists, I can understand that. I can see that, and I think AI generated art will certainly do that, but that shouldn't let us dismiss what these technologies can do for us. I think a lot of people are afraid of the unknown, and certainly artificial intelligence is an unknown area. Can't help but think about like the Terminator movies, where you have artificial intelligence, overtaking everything. But I think that there's another way to look at it, at least from my perspective, and that is creating art, and that's what this is about. Excuse me. If you get into the spectrum of artificial intelligence, I mean, it goes into working on cancer drugs, using artificial intelligence to devise and to define and investigate and explore and create, molecules and drugs that can fight cancer. So yeah, who wouldn't be for that? So I'm going to stop the stream here. I'll do one little demonstration, and then I need to check and see if this is actually streaming. If it is, I may continue. If not, maybe tomorrow, because then I'll know things are working. This is the web interface of Midjourney. And there are a lot of things here to explore, and I don't want to go too deep into this. Well, actually, let me see. Maybe I can check. Maybe I can check if I'm running or not, because I really hate to do something like this and then find out, an hour later that it's not even running. Oh, it looks like... All right, it is running. Great. I just checked, so I'm going to proceed. That's great. Maybe for, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. So what we're looking at here is the new alpha interface for Midjourney. It used to be done through Discord. Now it's done through a web interface, and it's I had checked this out a few months ago, and I just thought I wasn't impressed, and it's probably because I was so comfortable with Discord, which is a whole nother platform. Actually, an amazing thing. If you want to get into Discord, go look at that. So what I wanted to show here is, I had a friend who had just got into using AI generated art, and I thought, yeah. And also, how do you do it? How do you make something? A lot of people think you just type in something and you get something great. That's true. You can do that. But if you really want to do stuff that, is expressive of yourself, then it takes a little bit more than just that. So I'm going to show a little bit of that here and a quick view of this interface. Like I said, maybe I'll do 10, 15 minutes of this. It's late. And I had technical difficulties with the stream. So I'd kind of set this up I guess first of all, we'll kind of look over here on the left here, the menu items. And this isn't to be an overview of Midjourney or of this interface at all, because I don't, that would require quite a bit of time. But explore. If we click on that, what we see here is what other people have created. This is based on time, so these are the most recent images. And excuse me, we pick one like this one here, and yeah, we get to have the prompt and the image. We can download. We can do other things with it. We can copy the prompt, the job ID. We can do a lot of things with this particular image. Excuse me while my voice disappears. And that's Explore, where you can see what other people have done. And that's pretty cool. You have all this stuff. It's so open. Everything is groovy. Over here on the right, we see a list of images that have been created that are on that same list. So I'm just going to close this. And we go back to this, and this is under Explore. Now, the cool thing about Explore is if I click on this, I say, oh, there's the prompt. Again, I can go here and say copy the prompt. So I copied it. And I can then use it for myself and play with it. So that's the beauty of this. It's really, everybody's sharing on this community. Now, you can, with a little bit of extra payment, have a private area where people can't see this. But generally speaking, most people, it's all open and groovy. Now, the next thing is create, which is this is where, where I work, what I do, I create. Organize is where all your stuff is. It's a photo album, and you can create folders and organize things. You can set filters for your views of this, where you can say, hey, I just only want to see image size of square 1 by 1, and it'll show you that. Personalize is very cool. This is where you can participate as a human being in rating and evaluating images. I've done a bit of this. I'm at like level 8 personalization. That means I've looked at over 10,000 images, comparison, 2 different images, and I say which one I like the best to give them some aesthetic human input from me, which is pretty cool. And I get a little reward for that, some fast hours. That means CPU hours. Edit is one of the things I would like to show. I don't know if I'll get into it, but it's really amazing. It's a new tool, and edit is where you can edit your images, but also retexture them. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. What else we have here? Chat, of course, we have community stuff here. Very cool. And tasks. Again, this is some of the things you can do. You can rank image aesthetics, which is what I'm kind of interested in. And they have some surveys here in community. So that's really the extent of the menu, besides help and changing what the interface looks like. Now, what we're going to do is go back here to create. Okay, this is where it begins with Midjourney. Excuse me, I'm not a public speaker. Okay, so this is the interface that I use to create images. Now, Midjourney, what it is, it's a text to image artificial intelligence generator. So whatever you can imagine in words, you give it to it and it does something with it. It may not be what you like, but then you have to learn how to give it what it can best respond to. And there is just already, almost, I guess, 3 years of knowledge amongst the users of what keywords and prompt formulation. What we're looking at here at the top here is a prompt. And I will explain some of these things. But basically, we could take it down to a very simple thing, which is what I kind of did here as a test before I ran this. So let's just say my prompt is Apple. Okay, I already did it once, but I'm going to do it again. Excuse me very much. I might have to take a break to get more sake to soothe my raspy, unpracticed throat. Okay, so it's generating these. I just typed the word Apple in, so that's pretty cool. And I did it before with the one below. Now you see, actually, this is interesting. It's kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but I had used my prompt where I had an image prompt, so kind of jumping ahead of myself. Let's do it again. We didn't want that. It's actually a background image of Taipei that I had created with Google Earth. So, a little bit of a mistake here. Again, the purpose of this little stream demonstration is to demystify Midjourney and how I use it to create images that are appealing to me and make me happy. Therapy. Okay? So here we go. We have apples. All right. Well, those look like nice apples. Let's do another. Let's do tomato. Tomato. Let's just say with perspiration. All right. Let's do that. Tomato with perspiration. Do might be a better word, but we'll go with this. It's generating the image. We can see here it's like 35%. I mean, that's what happens. It takes a little time to generate these images. Okay. This is good. This is actually very good because I want to use one of these to show some other stuff. So now what we did is what Midjourney does is it generates 4 images. So with my single keyword, tomato with perspiration, it generated these 4 images. Now I can click on one of these and yeah, it will show a higher resolution version of that. Now this particular image, what we can do here is we have a lot of choices here. We can copy the prompt, job ID, seed, the image URL. We can report it. We can download it. We can open it in Discord. Here we can download the image. Here we can search for the image. And here we can like the image. And here we see the keywords. So if I want to do another prompt, I can click like style raw. So I can work on this image more from that, from this view of this image. A style, which I'll get into later, maybe not in this video. Now we also have the choice here to do variations. I could make a variation of subtle, or I can make a strong variation of this. I can also do upscales, which means increasing the size of it. And I could rerun it, just rerun the prompt as it was, and I can use the editor. Okay, the editor is one of the new things I did want to talk about. And let's just go a little bit further here. Now I'm going to be showing you how I would work, in creating something. So I just use. Of course, I wouldn't use something so simple as a tomato with perspiration. I would really consider a scene or imagination in my mind of what I could do. because Midjourney doesn't do that for you. Of course, you can learn from other people who have done things. You can copy paste their prompts. But if you know, the fun for me is to come up with my own prompts with ideas that I have, what I want. And a lot of what I want is, it's after 3 years, I know it's like a circumscribed realm. I like, the Japanese interiors. I like Frank Lloyd Wright architecture. I like nature. I like flower arrangements. I like fractals. So I have a realm that I work in. And I think a lot of people that get into AI art, they try it the first time and they are amazed. They'll do something simple and they go, wow, that's great, but then they kind of run out of imagination, or they get bored with it or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of where it goes. But I'm not one of those sorts. So we see this image here, this really nice tomato. And based on what I know about plants and tomatoes, this is really a very well done image. Now what I want to do with this is, first of all, we'll go back here to where I have this line of tomatoes. I could do a very strong on it, or let's see what we want to do here. Yeah, maybe we'll just do that. We'll do a very strong on it. So we're going to manipulate it once again as strong, and then I'm going to do something much, much more. I'm going to add some keywords and also some switches to the resulting image. All right, so it did strong. Look at this. This is pretty crazy. This is where you can get into chaos and whatever. It's got like 2 stems going. Of course, it's absurd. I'm going to go back to this image here. And with this image, what do I do here? I guess this row here, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use this row that I have here. And I'm going to do, there's some switches, and I guess I'll explain a few of these things. Here's my original prompt. Very simple. Style is a switch, which I'm not going to get into now, but it's very often used. Style raw. Personalize. This code here is from, because I rank images and whatnot, literally thousands of images. As I develop my own, I work with the AI. I train it myself by making choices between 2 images. And as it's kind of like a database of my choices. And based on that, I get a serial number here, or a code, and I can use the personalized switch to it, which means that based on all my previous choices, that information will be applied to, because I use a switch, will be applied to the generation of the image I'm looking at. Now, stylize is it's a range of numbers from like 0, I don't know, to 1,000, and it has influence on what the image is. Stylized 250 is a very standard kind of middle range image, or range, or let's say number, which can be, you can play with it, and there are a lot of ways you can play with it. Version is, Midjourney, I think it started with 4, and now it's up to 6.1, so you can choose versions. You can actually do something like this, where I can pick, let's say, previous versions like that in a string, and it will generate one of each of all those versions. But for right now, let's keep it simple. We're going with the current version, and it's like that. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add a switch called sref. This is a reference which you can use an uploaded image or anything else, but there's also a very hidden kind of keyword, which is random. It means just use random styles that you've developed in your database, Midjourney. And then I'm going to add another switch. This is R. This means repeat. I said, I want to do this whole prompt, but I want you to do it 6 times. This way I get like 6 variations of that prompt based on the sref. So now what I did is, in review, what I wanted was, I just wanted tomato. Like if I was a magazine editor and I was doing an article on tomatoes, I mean, of course, this is where the argument about, hey, AI is replacing people's jobs, because, before you would ask a guy to go do it, and he would go to a, stock image photography site, and he would go pay, whatever, $250 for a nice photo of a succulent tomato on a vine with dewdrops. And here, as you saw, it's a single prompt. So yeah, there's that. So let's try this prompt, in spite of all that political raps on the AI, the fear of AI. Yeah. All right. So I just kicked that prompt in. It's going to kick 6 rows into this, which should be interesting. Of course, it takes a little time to generate. And again, I should mention that Mid-Journey, basically you have to pay for it. But it's $1 a day if you want what I got. What I got is $1 a day. And it's like pretty much unlimited images and everything. So $30 a month. And you got the whole show. You can go crazy. You can go absolutely bonkers. All right, this is what I wanted to kind of show, part of this. I'm using the prompt, but I'm telling it I want to use random styles. Style references. So now I have these various style references. Each row is showing a reference. I really like this row here, and what's going on there with the colors and whatnot. But there's, these could appeal to anybody. So this one here is very interesting. What I'd like to do with this one is I'd like to, I'd like to send it to the, to what I want to show next. Upscale creative. Some of these options I'm not really, let's try this. I'm not sure what this is going to do. Go back up here. We can see it generating this particular image. Okay, it doesn't look like it did a lot to it. Okay, let's go here. Let's say I want to download this. Okay, I think it probably downloaded it. And then I'm going to show another thing, which is edit, which is an amazing thing. And retexture. And new. Edit, upload image. Let's say here. I'm going to go to Dropbox. It's actually something I want to do later. And, well, what the name of the image is. Let's see. I don't know if it picked that up or not. Okay, it did pick it up. Great. Now what I'm going to do is now we're playing with retexture. This is pretty cool. Tomato. Tomato in the style of mucha. I'm going to resubmit the texture and see what we get out of this. This is, some of the things you can do with it is quite remarkable, actually. All right, this is not going to be remarkable, so I'm going to do something else. Yeah, that's okay, but it's not really what I wanted to do. But it's cool enough. I mean, it's cool enough. Retexturing. See, now I'm going to town. I'm saying aspect ratio. Let's make it a poster size. Let's say 2:3. Yeah. AR is not recognized. Oh no. Oh, really? Okay, well, let's try this anyway. So this is not really the best example of retexture. Let me try another one here. I'll do another one here in a minute. I want to see where this comes out. Okay, it's not. It's not what I want. So let's say edit uploaded image. Let's say we just pick some image we have. Anything. Just pick some anything. I don't even know what it is. Just pick by the title. Oh, it doesn't like that. All right. Didn't like that image. Okay. Try something else. The passers. Let's try anything. See what happens here. All right. This is good. So here we have retexture, and I'm just going to use it as I'm going to. Okay, let's see here. Man on a boat with ore. Just playing around here, man. Let's see what we got. Let's see what retexture we can get out of that. Retexturing, just, if you have an image, it can like do other kinds of imaginations of that particular image. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Kind of see. I think this is kind of what people complain about, is that, we had taken an original image, this particular image, and we had generated this, and this from that original image. Now, that can be good and bad, but I think it's pretty cool. This may not be the best example of that, but it's pretty cool. And once again, we go back here to explore. Let's find something we think is pretty cool. Let's play with something here a minute. That looks pretty cool. Wow, look at that. Incredible. And let's use the prompt. Let's see, we can go here. We can say copy the prompt. Okay. And up here we have the prompt area, and we'll just paste that prompt into there. And we'll go back to our create, and we can see that somebody else had created that image, and I'm going to use it. And then I'm going to do one more thing to it before I end the stream. I don't know if these streams are even worth it, but for some reason they're fun to do, and I don't expect. I mean, there might be one person that actually looks at this, or two maybe. All right, that's pretty cool. This is a shared prompt from somebody. Now, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to use it, and I am going to do an sref on it, and I'm going to do a repeat on it to do 6 repeats. And let's see, award-winning photo of a wide-angle shot of a mushroom, quality, blah, blah, blah. All right. And it's using my personalized code. Now, let's just do my code. I think if I take that out, I'll use mine. That's my Midjourney foo. I've been using Midjourney for a long time, so I know a lot of these switches. Again, I want to say again that Midjourney does cost money. If you want to get into this, it's going to cost you like $1 a day. And for me, some days I don't feel like really doing anything with it, but then I'm reminded, hey, I'm paying for this, so I'll spend, maybe an hour or two, or an hour, I guess, maybe an hour playing around with it. $1 for an hour of, what I can do. And generally speaking, I'll produce, hundreds of images. And maybe, when you first play with Midjourney, anything you create is like solid gold, But then you play with it for a year or two, you go, well, that's not so great. And so, yeah, in the beginning, everything's a masterpiece. But as you go into it, it's like you have to be more, if you want to say, hey, this is something I made with Midjourney, then it takes more selectivity. So as you can see, we have a lot of various styles that are, all really great. Really great. I really like this one. This one's nice. So out of all that manipulation, I got this particular one image, which is pretty cool. And I could save it. I could do whatever I want to it. And you can see how we came to this image. It was from somebody else's prompt. We added some random styles to it. And this, we could do something else with it. Let's say, what are we going to do with this? Let's see here. Do a very strong on it. Now we have strong. And then I'm going to do something really crazy. I'll show you some of the switches that are pretty cool. Just kind of wait for this to come in. Yeah, Midjourney. It's awesome. And I'm only showing a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's say that's nice. We'll reuse this, and now I'm going to just go crazy. I'm going to use a W is weird. I'm going to go for 30 on that, a value of 30. I don't know how high you can go, 100 maybe. And I'm going to go for chaos, and I'm going to say 50. And just, this is the kind of stuff you can do with the prompts. See what we get here. Yeah. This is one of my, I had done one of these earlier of, Midjourney, what you could do. All right, that's not very interesting, is it? Nah, it's not very interesting at all. All right, well, let's try this. Let's say this guy. Well, let's do this. We'll do this. And we could say... I'm just rattling off some stuff. Who knows? Yeah, you might come up with something. A lot of times I generate, many, many, maybe hundreds of images, and it's like none of them I like. Bleh. Other times, like I'll generate, I find a prompt, I just go, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'll do, I have to share 100 of them. Look at this. All right, there we go. That's something, somewhere I want to go. Look at that. That's quite amazing. All right, so that's a little bit about using Midjourney, and it's a little bit about me playing around with streaming. Right now, I stream to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously, and if I even get a single like, that would be pretty cool. I know I'd get more than that. Maybe not some more likes, but definitely a few people looked at this one. Okay, that's cool. Midjourney, that's what it is. Let me see if I can discontinue the stream politely. Thanks for watching. If you did.